Dear gentlemen, turning 60 is a special milestone. This is the stage when our body changes a lot, from hormones, cardiovascular system, prostate, to the ability to absorb nutrients. These changes are not always immediately noticeable, but they silently affect overall health, vitality, and confidence in daily life. When it comes to a healthy diet, many people often assume that fruit is always good, the more the better. It is true that fruit contains many vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants. But the little-known truth is, not all fruits are suitable for men over 60 years old. Some fruits, which seem harmless, can increase blood sugar, affect male hormones, and even aggravate prostate and bladder problems. On the contrary, there are fruits that are natural elixirs for the health of older men. Not only do they help protect the heart and improve blood circulation, but they also help maintain testosterone levels, aid sleep, and help the body feel younger. In today's series, we will explore 4 types of fruit that men over 60 should limit or avoid, and 4 types of fruit that should be added to the daily menu to improve health. Not just simply listing the names, I will delve into the scientific reasons, the mechanisms of influence, as well as suggestions on how to apply them to daily meals. You will see that just a few small adjustments, for example, instead of eating a sweet fruit with a lot of sugar, we switch to one rich in antioxidants, can also make a big difference for long-term health. And before we start, I want to send you a small message. Backhand index pointing right. If you are really interested in middle-aged and old-age health, please subscribe to the Wellness Roots Journey channel now. This is where every week you will find simple but effective nutrition, lifestyle, and scientific knowledge, designed specifically for men over 45, especially after 60 years old. Don't forget to like the video if you find it useful, and share it with your friends and relatives, who are also entering this important stage of life. Who knows, just one click of your share can help a friend, a brother, or even a father find a solution to live healthier and happier. Let's build a community of mature men together, where health is not only a responsibility, but also a pride. And right now, we will start with the first fruit on the list to be careful of, that is banana, a familiar fruit that seems harmless but has many surprises. When it comes to the most popular and easily available fruits, bananas are probably at the top of the list. They are present in almost every kitchen, from the city to the countryside. Bananas are often seen as a healthy snack, providing instant energy, cheap and convenient. However, for men over 60, eating bananas every day or eating them in large quantities is not necessarily a good choice. First, let's talk about the glycemic index, GI. Ripe bananas have a fairly high glycemic index. This means that after eating, blood sugar levels increase rapidly. In young people, the body is still sensitive enough to process blood sugar with insulin. But when you turn 60, insulin sensitivity decreases, the risk of prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, and abdominal obesity increases. Eating a lot of bananas can cause blood sugar to fluctuate, making you feel tired, lethargic, and especially increase visceral fat, the most dangerous type of fat for the heart. Second, bananas contain a fairly high fructose content. Fructose, when entering the body, instead of being used immediately like glucose, is processed mainly in the liver. Eating a lot of fructose can increase triglycerides, cause fatty liver, and affect weight. For men over 60, the liver functions more slowly than when they were young, so, making the liver work the night shift, because it has to process a large amount of fructose from bananas, is not beneficial. Another aspect that few people pay attention to, bananas contain natural serotonin. It sounds positive, because serotonin is a neurotransmitter that helps stabilize mood. But when absorbed through food, serotonin does not go straight to the brain as we think. Instead, it can cause a feeling of sleepiness and heaviness after eating. For men over 60, who are already prone to sleep disorders, eating a lot of bananas at night can disrupt the sleep-wake cycle. In addition, a study also showed that bananas contain a mild amount of phytoestrogen. This is a compound that acts like plant estrogen. Eating too much can upset the testosterone balance, which naturally declines in men after the age of 60. Although this effect is not strong, if you are looking to maintain masculine energy, stamina, and desire, this is also a factor worth considering. So, is it necessary to ban bananas completely? The answer is no. Bananas still have nutritional value, providing potassium, vitamin B6 and fiber. The problem is how and how often to eat them. If you like bananas, try. Eat green or unripe bananas. This time the amount of resistant starch is higher, good for the gut microbiota, and at the same time less likely to cause a spike in blood sugar. Eat with foods rich in protein or healthy fats, for example, eat with unsweetened Greek yogurt, or a few almonds. This combination helps slow down the absorption of sugar. Avoid eating bananas right before going to bed. Choose a time of day when you have more activities to use your body's energy. But in general, for men over 60, bananas should not be a fruit that appears every day. Instead, you have many other better options to control blood sugar, support testosterone, and protect the cardiovascular system. In the next part, we will come to another group of fruits that are also very popular: grapes and watermelon. Sweet, juicy, but behind that delicious taste is a story that is not simple for the health of gentlemen over 60. If bananas are considered a convenient fruit, grapes and watermelon are known as thirst-quenching, attractive and addictive snacks. On the surface, both are very healthy. Grapes contain resveratrol, a compound famous for its benefits for the cardiovascular system, and watermelon is rich in lycopene, which is said to be good for the prostate. But the real story for men over 60 is not so simple. 1. The biggest problem: high sugar content, fast absorption. Grapes and watermelon both have a high glycemic index. When you eat a bunch of grapes or a piece of sweet watermelon, the sugar is absorbed almost immediately into the blood. This causes a sudden increase in blood sugar and then a rapid drop, making the body fall into a state of fatigue, dizziness, and even easily causing the feeling of hunger again after a short time. At the age of 60 and older, the body's ability to control blood sugar declines significantly. The pancreas produces insulin less effectively, and cells are less sensitive to insulin. Therefore, eating a lot of grapes or watermelon can accelerate the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, metabolic disorders and cardiovascular disease. 2. Hidden fructose in the diet. Grapes and watermelon contain a fairly high amount of fructose. As mentioned in the previous section, fructose is mainly metabolized in the liver. Eating too much can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, increased triglycerides and abdominal fat accumulation. These are the leading risk factors for metabolic syndrome, a common condition in men over 60 years old. 3. Impact on the prostate and urinary system. One thing that few people pay attention to is that watermelon has strong diuretic properties due to its high water and citrulline content. For young people, this is not a problem. But for older men, especially those with an enlarged prostate or who frequently wake up several times during the night to urinate, eating watermelon at night can aggravate the condition. As a result, sleep is interrupted, leading to fatigue the next day. 4. Misunderstandings about the benefits of resveratrol and lycopene. Many people often cite, eating grapes is good because it contains resveratrol, or eating watermelon is good because it is rich in lycopene. This is not wrong, but it is not entirely true. The resveratrol in grapes is actually most concentrated in the skin and seeds. If you eat grapes without the skin and seeds, the amount of resveratrol obtained is very small. Lycopene in watermelon exists in a natural form that is difficult to absorb. The body absorbs lycopene better from cooked tomatoes or from oil preparations, rather than from fresh watermelon. In other words, if you eat grapes and watermelon with the hope of taking advantage of resveratrol and lycopene, this is not the most effective way. 5. So how to eat properly? It is not necessary to completely eliminate grapes and watermelon, but men over 60 should. Limit frequency: only eat 1 to 2 times/week, instead of eating every day. Control portions: with grapes, only eat about 10 to 12 small fruits; with watermelon, about 1 to 2 medium pieces is enough. Combine smartly: eat with foods rich in healthy fats or protein to slow down the absorption of sugar, for example, eat with low-fat cheese or a few walnuts. Choose the time: avoid eating in the evening, especially watermelon, so as not to interrupt sleep due to nocturia. 6. Key takeaway. The bottom line is, grapes and watermelon are not toxic, but they are not suitable for regular or large-scale consumption by men over 60. Rather than considering them as unlimited foods, consider them as occasional treats, as a way to enjoy them on special occasions. In the next section, we will look at another very familiar group of fruits, citrus fruits such as oranges, lemons, and grapefruits. They are rich in vitamin C, but for older men, they can sometimes be a double-edged sword. When it comes to fruits that supplement vitamin C, most of us will immediately think of oranges, tangerines, grapefruits, and lemons. This is a group of citrus fruits that are not only popular but also considered symbols of health. Many men over 60 still maintain the habit of drinking a glass of orange juice or eating a few grapefruit segments every day with the belief that they are taking care of their health. But the truth may surprise you: this group of fruits, if eaten incorrectly or eaten too much, can cause a lot of trouble for the body at this age. 1. Acid and stomach problems. Citrus fruits contain high levels of citric acid. When young, a healthy stomach lining can easily cope with this acid. But at the age of 60 and older, many men already have gastroesophageal reflux, stomach ulcers, or a sensitive digestive system. Eating a lot of oranges, tangerines, grapefruits, and lemons will increase the feeling of heartburn, indigestion, and even cause burning pain in the epigastric region. 2. Effects on the bladder and urinary tract. Few people know that the acid from citrus fruits can irritate the bladder. For men with an enlarged prostate, who already have to urinate many times during the night, eating a lot of citrus fruits, especially at night, can make the condition worse. The result is insomnia, fatigue, and a reduced quality of life. 3. Interaction with medications. This is an extremely important point for men over 60, because many of them are taking daily medication to control blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, or cardiovascular diseases. Grapefruit and grapefruit juice are known to have the ability to strongly interact with statin drugs, cholesterol-lowering drugs, blood pressure drugs, and some other cardiovascular drugs. When combined, the concentration of drugs in the blood can increase abnormally, causing dangerous side effects such as muscle pain, liver failure, and heart rhythm disturbances. Even Seville oranges, a less common orange, have been shown to affect the liver's metabolism of drugs. 4. Sugar problems. Although oranges and tangerines taste sweet and sour, they actually contain a significant amount of natural sugar. A glass of squeezed orange juice can contain the equivalent of 4 to 5 teaspoons of sugar. For men over 60, drinking orange juice regularly can cause blood sugar to rise rapidly, no different from drinking a natural, soft drink. 5. How to eat more safely. Don't drink juice. Juice removes most of the fiber, leaving only sugar and acid, causing blood sugar to spike. It's best to eat the whole segments if you want to take advantage of the fiber. Eat in moderation. 2 to 3 segments of tangerines or 1/2 a small grapefruit is a reasonable amount, instead of eating a whole large fruit. Don't eat at night. Avoid after 6 p.m. to limit the impact on sleep and bladder. Check your medication. If you are taking cholesterol or blood pressure medication, ask your doctor before eating grapefruit. 6. Important message. Citrus fruits are not bad, but for men over 60, they can be a double-edged sword. The vitamin C benefits are real, but the risks of digestion, sleep, and drug interactions are also very real. So consider carefully and use in moderation. In the next section, we will come to a group of fruits that many people think are small but harmless, dried fruits and some tropical fruits. But in fact, they are sugar bombs that pose a big risk to health in old age. When it comes to healthy snacks, many people immediately think of raisins, dates, prunes, or a few slices of dried mango. They are compact, easy to store, can be taken anywhere, and are advertised as rich in natural energy. But for men over 60, dried fruit and many tropical fruits such as mango, pineapple, papaya, are not as healthy as they seem. 1. Dried fruit, sweet, sugar bombs. The drying process causes the water to evaporate, but the sugar and calories remain. As a result, just a few small pieces of raisins contain the same amount of sugar as a whole bunch of fresh grapes. For example, a handful of raisins, about 40 g, can contain more than 25 g of sugar, that's almost 6 teaspoons. For older men, who are prone to weight gain, belly fat accumulation and blood sugar disorders, eating dried fruit regularly is like putting a fake healthy candy into their body. Not only that, many industrial dried fruit products are also coated with sugar, glucose syrup, or preservatives. This further increases the burden on the liver, pancreas, and cardiovascular system. 2. Phytoestrogen in some dried fruits. In particular, dates and raisins contain a certain amount of phytoestrogen, a compound that can mimic estrogen. Although the effect is not too strong, eating it regularly in large quantities can contribute to reducing the balance of testosterone, which has naturally decreased at the age of 60 plus. The result is fatigue, reduced endurance, and affects male desire. 3. Tropical fruits, sweet but risky. Fruits such as mango, pineapple, ripe papaya are attractive because of their sweet taste and bright colors. But they also have a high glycemic index. Ripe mango, an average mango can contain up to 45 g of sugar, almost the same as a can of soft drink. Pineapple, rich in vitamin C, but high acidity can irritate the stomach, increasing the risk of reflux. Ripe papaya, rich in papain enzyme, good for digestion in moderation, but eating too much can cause strong laxatives, digestive disorders, and reduce the absorption of zinc, an important mineral for men's physiological health. 4. Common misunderstandings. Many people often think, natural fruit is fine, you can eat as much as you want. But in fact, too much natural sugar is still sugar. The body does not distinguish between sugar from candy or from fruit if you consume too much. As a result, blood sugar increases, insulin has to work hard, and visceral fat accumulates more and more. 5. So what to do? Limit dried fruit to a minimum. If you really want it, eat it in small amounts, a few pieces, and treat it as an occasional treat, not a daily snack. Choose tropical fruits wisely. Eat mango or pineapple when they are still slightly green, the sugar content will be lower. Or divide the portion into smaller portions, for example, just 2 to 3 pieces, not the whole fruit. Pair it with fat or protein, like other sweet fruits, eat it with nuts, unsweetened yogurt, or cheese to slow down the absorption of sugar. Replace with better options. Instead of raisins, choose fresh berries. Instead of ripe mango, choose apple or pear. Instead of pineapple, choose kiwi, both slightly sour and low in sugar. 6. Important messages. Dried fruits and sweet tropical fruits may be delicious, but for men over 60, they pose too many risks to blood sugar, hormones, and digestion. Enjoying a little for fun is fine, but if it becomes a daily habit, your health will pay the price. In the next part, we will take a more positive turn, exploring the fruits that are actually beneficial for men over 60. And first on the must-eat list is the berries group, small gems but with huge antioxidant power. As men turn 60, one of the biggest challenges facing the body is cellular aging. Wrinkled skin, gray hair, memory loss, aching joints, they all have one thing in common: oxidative stress. This is a condition in which free radicals attack cells, damaging DNA and accelerating the aging process. And the most powerful, natural answer to combat oxidative stress is berries. Although small, they contain a large amount of antioxidants, vitamins, and valuable plant compounds. This is the companion that men over 60 should add to their daily menu. 1. Antioxidant power, anti-aging shield. Berries such as blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries contain extremely high amounts of polyphenol and anthocyanins. These are the compounds that give berries their characteristic blue, red, and purple colors. Research shows that anthocyanins have the ability to reduce chronic inflammation, the root cause of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and osteoarthritis. Improve memory and concentration, important for the brain in your 60s and older. Improve blood circulation by improving blood vessel function, which helps lower blood pressure. In other words, every time you eat a bowl of berries, you are helping your body slow down the aging process. 2. Cardiovascular benefits, a healthy heart after 60. Older men are at high risk of cardiovascular disease. Just one heart attack can change your life. Studies have shown that eating blueberries and strawberries 2 to 3 times a week can reduce the risk of heart attack by 32%. This is because anthocyanins help prevent the oxidation of bad cholesterol, LDL, and increase good cholesterol, HDL. At the same time, berries are also rich in soluble fiber, which helps control blood sugar and blood fat levels. 3. Good for the brain, clear memory. Many studies have shown that men and women over 60 who regularly eat berries have faster memory and reflex test results than those who eat less. Blueberries are especially rich in flavonoids, which help stimulate new neural connections in the brain. This means that the brain remains flexible, reducing the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia. 4. Impact on men's physiological health. This is something many men are interested in. Berries contain compounds that help increase blood circulation and naturally dilate blood vessels. This is not only good for the heart but also supports physiological health. A Harvard study showed that men who eat a lot of foods rich in anthocyanins, including berries, have less problems with erectile dysfunction than those who eat less. 5. How to use berries properly. Eating fresh is best, because it retains vitamins and antioxidants. Smoothie combination: blend with plain Greek yogurt or a few almonds for extra protein. Salad mix: berries go well with green vegetables, nuts, and low-fat cheese. Frozen: if fresh berries are hard to come by, you can choose frozen berries, because the nutritional content is almost preserved. The important thing is to eat regularly but in moderation. About 1 to 2 cups of berries per day is ideal. 6. Key message. Berries are the natural anti-aging elixir that men over 60 should not ignore. They protect the heart, brain, and even the physiological life. If you want a healthy, clear-headed, energetic body, let strawberries, blueberries, or raspberries become a daily dish on your menu. Backhand index pointing right. In the next part, we will learn about a fruit that you may eat every day but never thought it had such a powerful effect, that is apple, the number 2 fruit that men over 60 should eat. If there is a fruit that is known as a lifelong companion of health, it is the apple. The ancients used to say, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." And for men over 60, this saying is more true than ever. Apples are not only easy to find and cheap, but also contain many valuable nutrients that help protect the heart, control weight, maintain blood sugar, and even support men's physiological health. 1. Good for the heart, natural insurance for the heart. At age 60, your heart has worked continuously for more than 2 billion beats. It is not surprising that the heart and blood vessels begin to deteriorate. This is when apples show their power. Soluble fiber pectin in apples helps reduce bad cholesterol, LDL, and increase good cholesterol, HDL. Polyphenol compounds in apple peel also help prevent the oxidation of blood fat, protecting blood vessel walls from atherosclerosis. A study at the University of Florida found that people who ate 2 apples a day for 6 months reduced their bad cholesterol by 23%, an impressive number for a simple fruit. 2. Control weight and blood sugar. Many men over 60 have difficulty maintaining their weight. The body easily accumulates belly fat, especially when eating a lot of starch or sweets. Apples are a natural solution because low in calories but rich in fiber, creating a feeling of fullness for a long time, helping to avoid snacking. Low glycemic index, low GI, meaning apples do not cause a sudden increase in blood sugar like bananas or ripe mangoes. Polyphenol in apples also help improve insulin sensitivity, supporting the control of type 2 diabetes. An average apple has only about 95 calories, but has up to 4 g of fiber, equivalent to nearly 20% of daily needs. 3. Benefits for memory and brain. Apples contain quercetin, a powerful antioxidant. Research shows that quercetin helps reduce inflammation in the brain and protects nerve cells. This is an important factor in preventing Alzheimer's and dementia. In addition, eating apples regularly also helps increase the production of acetylcholine, an important neurotransmitter for memory and concentration. 4. Positive effects on male physiology. You may not know, apples, especially apple peels, contain the compound ursolic acid. This is a natural substance that can help maintain muscle mass, reduce excess fat and increase testosterone. This means that, in addition to being good for the heart and brain, apples also contribute to maintaining the strength and confidence of men after the age of 60. 5. How to eat apples to maximize benefits. Eat the skin. Most of the antioxidants and fiber are in the apple skin. Wash it with diluted salt water before eating. Combine with protein or good fats. Eat apples with almond butter, low-fat cheese, or a few walnuts to help balance blood sugar. Avoid industrial apple juice, because it has removed most of the fiber and often added sugar. If you like juice, squeeze pure apples yourself. Eat 1 to 2 apples a day. This is a reasonable amount to both receive benefits and not worry about consuming too much sugar. 6. Important message. Apples are a simple, easy-to-buy fruit, but bring comprehensive benefits, from cardiovascular, weight, brain to men's health. For men over 60, apples are a natural medicine to help maintain longevity and clarity. So, if you are looking for a small habit that makes a big change, start by eating an apple a day. Backhand index pointing right. In the next part, we will continue to explore a type of fruit called a friend of the heart and prostate, that is citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, grapefruit, but this time the right way to eat them, belonging to the group of fruits to eat. When it comes to healthy fruits, we certainly cannot ignore oranges, tangerines, grapefruits, lemons, familiar citrus fruits. You may remember in the previous section, I mentioned that eating too much can be harmful to the stomach or increase the risk of reflux. But that does not mean that men over 60 should completely eliminate this group of fruits. On the contrary, if you know how to eat properly and in the right dosage, citrus fruits become a natural panacea for the heart, immune system, and longevity. 1. Rich in vitamin C, strengthens natural immunity. As age increases, the immune system gradually weakens. The body is susceptible to infections, flu, or chronic inflammation. Oranges, tangerines, lemons, and grapefruits are abundant sources of vitamin C, which helps increase the production of white blood cells, warriors against bacteria and viruses. Promote collagen production, helping the skin stay healthy and wounds heal quickly. Protects blood vessels and reduces inflammation in the body. Just one medium orange provides nearly 100% of the daily vitamin C requirement. 2. Supports the heart and blood pressure. Men over 60 often face high blood pressure and atherosclerosis. The good news is that citrus fruits contain a lot of flavonoids, especially hesperidin, which can improve the elasticity of blood vessel walls, reduce bad cholesterol, LDL, and triglycerides, support natural blood pressure control. A study in Japan showed that people who ate or drank orange juice 4 to 5 times/week reduced their risk of stroke by 19% compared to those who ate less. 3. Support the prostate and male function. A little-known benefit, citrus fruits are rich in antioxidants and limonoids, compounds that have been shown to slow the growth of abnormal cells in the prostate. This is especially important because after the age of 60, the risk of prostate enlargement and prostate cancer increases. In addition, vitamin C and flavonoids in this group of fruits also help improve blood circulation, indirectly supporting male physiological health. 4. Good for digestion and weight. Soluble fiber in orange and tangerine segments helps improve bowel movements, preventing constipation. Eating grapefruit or oranges before meals can help you reduce cravings, thereby controlling your weight more easily. A study in the US showed that people who ate half a grapefruit before meals 3 times a day lost more weight than those who did not, even when their diet remained the same. 5. How to eat properly. Eat fresh fruit instead of juice. Juice, especially industrial types, often lack fiber and have high sugar content. Eating fresh citrus is much better. Don't eat too much at once, due to its acidic nature. Overdoing it can cause acid reflux or tooth enamel erosion. Combine appropriately, can eat with seeds or yogurt to balance nutrition. People taking blood pressure medication or statins need to be careful because grapefruit juice can affect the metabolism of the drug. Consult your doctor before eating a lot of grapefruit. 6. Key messages. Citrus fruits are companions for cardiovascular health, the immune system and prostate of men over 60 years old. However, remember that the key lies in moderation and reasonable use. Eating an orange, or half a grapefruit a day, is the ideal dose to receive benefits without causing side effects. Backhand index pointing right. In the next part, we will learn about a seemingly simple fruit that has a wonderful effect in prolonging life and improving digestion, that is pear, a fruit you should eat. When it comes to fruits that are good for the health of the elderly, pears are often outdone by prominent names such as apples, oranges, or blueberries. However, for men over 60, pears are a silent but extremely beneficial fruit, thanks to their fiber, mineral content, and excellent digestive support ability. 1. Rich in fiber, supports digestion and the intestines. One of the common problems in men over 60 is constipation and digestive disorders. Pears are a savior thanks to their high content of soluble and insoluble fiber. A medium-sized pear, 170 g, has up to 6 g of fiber, equivalent to 20 to 25% of daily needs. Fiber in pears helps increase intestinal motility, soften stools, and prevent chronic constipation. In addition, pears also contain natural prebiotics, which nourish beneficial intestinal bacteria, thereby improving digestion and increasing resistance. 2. Maintain stable blood sugar. Unlike mangoes or ripe bananas, pears have a low glycemic index, GI. This means that when eating pears, blood sugar will increase slowly, without causing sudden changes. For men over 60, who are at high risk of type 2 diabetes, pears are a safe fruit that both quenches thirst and supplements vitamins without worrying about excessively increasing blood sugar. 3. Good for the heart and blood pressure. Pears are rich in potassium, an important mineral that helps balance blood pressure and prevent high blood pressure. At the same time, soluble fiber in pears has the effect of reducing bad cholesterol, LDL, thereby reducing the risk of atherosclerosis. A study in the US showed that people who ate 2 pears a day for 12 weeks had lower blood pressure and a significantly reduced waist circumference. This is important for older men, who are prone to belly fat and high blood pressure. 4. Aids in weight control. Pears are low in calories but high in fiber and water, making you feel full for a long time. Eating a pear before a main meal can help you eat 200 to 300 fewer calories throughout the day. This is a natural secret to maintaining a reasonable weight without having to go on a strict diet. 5. Good for bones and joints and anti-aging. At age 60, osteoporosis and osteoarthritis are top concerns. Pears contain boron, a little-known mineral that aids in the absorption of calcium and magnesium, 2 important components for strong bones. In addition, pears are also rich in antioxidants such as vitamin C and copper, which help protect cells from free radical attacks, thereby slowing down the aging process. 6. How to eat pears properly. Eat the skin. Most of the fiber and antioxidants are in the pear skin. Wash before eating. Combine with protein. Eat pears with unsweetened Greek yogurt or a few almonds for a balanced diet. Avoid eating them when they are too ripe and soft. The sugar content in the pear will be higher, which can affect blood sugar. Reasonable portion, 1 to 2 pears/day is enough to take advantage of the benefits without worrying about excess sugar. 7. Key message. Pears are a gut-friendly fruit, helping with healthy digestion, stable blood sugar, a strong heart and strong bones. For men over 60, maintaining a light body, smooth digestion and few minor illnesses is the key to a comfortable, free life. And pears deserve to be a companion in the daily menu. We have been through a long journey together, from fruits that should be avoided by men over 60 years old such as bananas, grapes, watermelons, oranges and lemons, dried fruits, etc., to fruits that should be eaten to protect the heart, brain, digestion and physiology such as berries, apples, oranges, pears, and many others. But perhaps you will ask, I know that, but how can I apply it to my daily life in a practical, simple and long-term way? Let me share some practical advice that can be started tomorrow. 1. The 80-20 principle in eating fruit. Remember, no fruit is completely good or completely bad. The problem lies in the dosage and how to eat it. The 80-20 rule means, 80% of the fruit you eat each week should be beneficial types such as apples, berries, pears, oranges properly, and 20% can be flexible with bananas, mangoes, or dried fruit, but in small portions. That way, you can enjoy the rich flavor without worrying about accidentally harming your health. 2. Divide your portions instead of eating them all at once. A mistake many people make is eating a lot of fruit at once, especially in the evening. This causes blood sugar to rise and the stomach to overload. Instead, divide the fruit into 2 to 3 small portions during the day, in the morning, after lunch, and a little in the afternoon. Avoid eating a lot of sweet fruit before bed, as it will affect sleep and metabolism. 3. Always combine with protein or good fat. Fruit, especially sweet ones, when eaten alone will cause blood sugar to rise rapidly. The trick is to pair it with some nuts, plain yogurt, or low-fat cheese. For example, an apple plus 5 walnuts. A cup of blueberries plus plain Greek yogurt. A pear plus a small slice of cheese. This combination will not only keep you fuller for longer, but will also help stabilize blood sugar, which is important for men over 60. 4. Plan a fruit menu for the whole week. You can try this simple menu. Monday, apple plus a few almonds. Tuesday, orange or grapefruit in the morning. Wednesday, blueberries or strawberries, fresh or frozen. Thursday, pear after lunch. Friday, a few black grapes, but limit the portion. Saturday, kiwi or tomato, use as fruit. Sunday, choose your favorite tropical fruit but eat just enough, for example, half a mango. When you rotate like this, it is not boring and ensures enough nutrients from many different types of fruit. 5. Drink enough water and exercise after eating fruit. This is a small detail but many people forget. The fiber in fruit only works best when you drink enough water. In addition, after eating fruit, instead of sitting in one place, take a light walk for 5 to 10 minutes. This helps lower blood sugar after eating and aids digestion. 6. Listen to your body. Each person has a different constitution. Some people have heartburn after eating a lot of oranges, while others have diarrhea after eating pears. So, pay attention to your body's reaction and adjust. If a certain fruit is not suitable, don't force it, replace it with another one in the same nutritional group. 7. Combine fruit with a healthy lifestyle. Fruit is just one part of the health picture. To maintain flexibility after 60, you need to combine. Eat a variety of foods. In addition to fruit, you need enough green vegetables, lean protein, fatty fish, and nutritious seeds. Exercise regularly, at least 30 minutes of walking or light exercise every day. Get enough sleep, 7 to 8 hours, helping the body recover and balance hormones. Keep a positive spirit. Prolonged stress accelerates aging, while a comfortable spirit will help you stay young longer. 8. The final message. Men after 60 can still live healthy, clear-headed and full of energy, if they know how to choose the right foods. And fruit is a natural, cheap but extremely effective weapon. Stay away from 4 fruits that are easily harmful: overripe bananas, overeating grapes and watermelons, improperly used citrus fruits, and overly sweet dried/tropical fruits. Stick with your golden friends: berries, apples, citrus fruits eaten in moderation, pears, tomatoes, and many others. Just a few good choices every day are enough to protect your heart, brain, digestion, and male strength. So, from today, look at fruit not just as a snack, but as part of your healthy living strategy after 60. You will see a clear difference after a few weeks, and long-term benefits for many years to come. Backhand index pointing right. If you find this video useful, don't forget to subscribe to the Wellness Roots Journey channel, leave a comment sharing your experience, and like and share it with many people. We have many more exciting journeys to discover the secrets of nutrition and health at 60.